Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for joining us again today on another His and Hers podcast. So today it was just me and Charlotte. So Charlotte, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very good.
Feels like we've not been here for a while.
Yeah, a week break. You was obviously back home in the UK. How was that?
Yeah, all good, all good. Quick visit.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was all
had
good.
a client day, didn't you?
Yes, yeah, client open day. Saw a few of the girls. It was nice to train with Tony and just nice to be at Muscle Hut again. But yeah, very much nice to come back to the Dubai weather. Although when I first got back, we had severe weather warning issue, and
yeah, it's
that
been an
wasn't great.
eventful week. To be fair,
Yeah.
It's been an eventful week. We had the worst storm. I was speaking to a local, and he said it's the worst storm he's ever seen, and he's been here for 11 years.
Oh, cool.
So that was the worst storm he said he's ever seen. So he said really, it's only really started raining in the last sort of 3 or 4 years. He was like, we get an odd day of rain. He said, but now like we get more and more days of rain, like 4 to 5 days of rain.
Because I remember you telling me the probability of like amounts of rain like before we come out here, and I was like, oh, amazing.
Yeah, well, statistically, there's 6 days of rain a year. So
Yeah.
I know that's a really weird thing to look at, but I was like, I wonder how many days of
Yeah,
rain there is
just
per
random,
year. Yeah.
random things to look into.
Yeah, so on average, there's 6 days of rain per year. I would probably say that we've had 4, not
Yeah.
days, like they've mostly been nights of rain, but
Yeah.
that storm was, it's the worst storm he's ever seen, and it was absolutely crazy.
It was bad, and like it fully like shut down the whole of Dubai. Like
Yeah.
we didn't see the warnings for it because we don't really like listen or watch the news or anything like that. But there were like they asked the schools to like home teach, so they did like online, like back to kind of like how it was on COVID, like Zoom lessons, and anyone who could work from home basically worked from home on the Monday. But we were not aware of this. And
Well, I didn't know. So there was a guy, one of my friends, Vaughan, over here from the UK. I didn't manage to catch up with him, but the first I found out about it was I said, "Oh, like what are you up to tomorrow?" And he was like, "There's meant to be really bad storms and rain." And I thought, I'm not really going to take that seriously, because at the time it was bright sunshine, 25 degrees, absolutely lovely. And I thought, oh right. I said, well, listen, if we get a chance to catch up, we'll catch up and go for some food in the evening. Obviously, that was absolutely no go because it was absolutely pouring down. And the floods were so bad that it flooded our balcony and went into our bedroom, flooded our bedroom. The whole bedroom floor was completely flooded.
Wet. So I got out of bed and was like, the floor's a bit wet here. Like, and Rob was just like, didn't really think much of it. Like, we just thought, oh yeah, a little bit. And then I was like, no, like the carpet is like there's a little rug in there. The carpet is like soaking wet.
Yeah.
And then
I think when you said, oh, Rob, the floor's soaking wet, I think I just said, yeah, maybe some water got through like the gap in the door or something.
Yeah, like a little bit.
It was a tiny
like
bit,
a little bit. And then we opened up the door to the balcony, and the whole of the balcony was just like a little paddling pool.
Well, it was up to my ankle, so it covered my feet in water. Yeah, so and then I had to get a broom and then literally brush it off the balcony. Yeah, brush it off the balcony while it was still thundering with rain.
Yeah, it was thunder and lightning, like really, bad, really bad.
It was still like crazy thunder with rain, and then brushing like vigorously the water off the balcony as quickly as we could to stop it from coming in, because these houses, they're not like built for rain. Like they've got flat roofs. Like if you think of like all the houses in the UK, it's obviously got a triangular roof for a reason.
Yeah.
So the water runs down, goes into the gutter. The gutter then obviously has a pipe which then goes into the drain. Here they don't really have that. Like we don't have any gutters. There's no gutters on the house. Yeah, there's no gutters there. So it's all flat roofs, and when it rains really, really heavy, it just pools and builds up and builds up and builds up until it overspills the balcony. But obviously the patio doors they're not like completely waterproof, and it was just leaking in, and it obviously damaged all the floor and damaged the rug and damaged all the skirting boards which are around the. So it was a bit.
There was also as well like I don't know if anyone else has had it before, but I think it goes off if you're having like a tsunami or something, like a severe alert that goes out on the phone. And that woke you up.
6 in the morning, yeah. It was just when the alarm was.
You were like, oh, it's like a house alarm or something.
Yeah,
and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it was so loud. I've never heard my phone that loud.
Yeah,
ever.
it was so loud.
It's way beyond the loudest setting you can put on your phone.
Yeah, it's like sounded like a like you say, a house alarm going off.
Like, it sounded like there was an alarm in the house which was alerting us that there's really bad weather.
Yeah, and that's when you were like, oh, like that's when you got up, and then I was like, the floor's soaking wet.
Yeah, and then it started leaking in through the other bedroom, didn't it? On the other balcony.
Yeah,
so
absolute carnage, to be honest.
I was
like, because this was like So I'd got back to Dubai on the Sunday morning, and then that was the Monday morning. So when I was leaving England, I was like, I can't wait to get back, like, to the good weather. And then it was shocking. I was like, maybe I should go back to England.
Yeah, it was rain was crazy. That's it. But now it's obviously now Thursday.
It is 30 degrees in the car on the way here today, so it's just completely...
But not just today. The last Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday have been really, really nice.
28.
So literally Monday was horrendous. So anybody who came over to Dubai for like a long weekend got absolutely shafted.
Yeah.
Got absolutely shafted. Yeah, we're gonna have a great weekend, and you can still obviously do stuff inside, but like, they were advising you not to drive. Like
the place is not built for rain like that. Like the roads were like, obviously the drainage must not be built to like be dealing with that, because the motorways were like coned off because of severe floods.
Well, the Uber driver told me that he was like, I didn't work yesterday. So it's the first day he's not worked in 11 years.
Cool, that's mad.
So it's the only day he's had off in 11 years. He said, I work Monday to Sunday from 10 in the morning till 6 at night, or whatever, 6 in the morning till 10 at night, whatever it was.
Whatever.
But he's like, yesterday was the first day I didn't work.
Wow.
So you can imagine how difficult then again how difficult transport's going to be.
Yeah,
I saw the videos of like cars driving through all the puddles.
Yeah, it's mad. Madness. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. And then we had the leak in the garden as well. So
God, yeah.
Then we had a big leak in the garden. Sounds like a really negative podcast here.
It's not negative. It's just been, like you say, an eventful week.
It's just been an eventful week. So
updating you guys with what's been going on here.
So what happened was that we had an incredibly high water bill. They actually cut us off. I don't think you were in when they cut us off.
Yeah.
But they cut the water and the electric off. So the guys who own the water also own the electric. So they're called DIWA. And they came and they shut everything down. Like I was watching telly, and then bang, all of a sudden went off, and I thought, the fuse board has gone. So I went up to check the fuse board, and all the fuses were fine. So I went outside, and there was a guy outside who had just turned it off.
So we were talking about that before when we were saying about the differences between like Dubai and other places. Like in England, you just rack up more of a bill, whereas here you just get shut off. Like we had no water initially.
Had nothing. We would have had nothing. So I went up and checked the fuse board. The fuse board was fine. Come back down. And then, there's a guy standing outside and said, look, you've got an unpaid bill of like 14,000 dirham, and which is like, you divide everything by 4.5. So what's that? It's going to be like £3,000 and a bit. Yeah, £3,000 and a bit. So I was like, that's impossible. Like, I paid the bill like $4,000. I paid like to get everything set up. And he said, He said, it looks like you've been using lots and lots of water. And I was like, what do you mean like lots of water? I said, the only thing we do is like wash our clothes, have a shower.
Like we drink bottled water. Like we're not
so
like.
I said, that's strange. Like, can you show me? He said, go on your app. So we went on the app, and per day we were using a month's worth of water. so we've been here now for 50 days. We've used 50 months worth of water.
Yeah.
So that's 4 years worth of water since we've been here for a month.
Yeah.
So the bills were like racked up ridiculously, and I said, like, what do I need to do to actually just get everything back up and running? So he was quite good and helpful. I paid the bill off. We don't get a refund. Like you have to
just
pay it
that
off.
off.
We paid the bill off. He's like, call these people. They'll come out and fix your pipe work for you. And then we obviously come out and they come out and they fixed our pipe work. Yeah. So, but he showed me like he opened up. So underneath every house here is a water tank, and
it's in the gardens.
In the garden, yeah. So it's under the garden. So they dug up the water tank, and he was like, look, it's all overflowing. And it was literally just like pouring out everywhere.
Yeah.
And because there was a big leak in the pipe, it wasn't reaching the water tank. So the water tank is saying to the pipe, I need more water. So the pipe's still gushing water
filling it, and it's just...
And he said you're using one month's worth of water every single day.
Yeah, mad. What I'll do is, this is a plug for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll get the picture on there so you can see what we're talking about. We are now on YouTube as well. So if you want to watch the podcast, then you can check us out there.
Yeah, so
plug.
Yeah, it was an eventful week really, of getting all that sorted and all just like household chores and stuff done, and obviously then getting the bedroom fixed once the water had leaked and drawn, like come out and everything like that. So yeah, it was an eventful week. Yeah.
So that's that. But now we're back here.
Back here, yeah. And we had a chat actually. So about chiropractors and. What I used to do at a chiropractor.
So I see a chiropractor just for I would get a bit of like neck pain, and I went originally for like an issue with like my hip, and just training was being affected. So anyway, I'm slightly out of alignment. So I go to a chiropractor, and obviously moving over here, I had to then find a new one, and I hadn't been to one for about 4 weeks, and I was starting to be like, I can really tell that I need to go and see it. Like training was being a little bit affected. Like I could feel it was becoming more wonky again. So anyway, then I was going to my original appointment, wasn't I? And I was like, oh, is it all right? Is this what I'm wearing okay? I don't know what I was wearing, just like top and some trousers, I think, anyway. And you were like, what did you say? You were like, oh, well, you haven't, I just had a top on like that didn't need a bra. So
Yeah.
Rob was like, oh, well, you haven't got a bra on. And I was like, well, that's fine. Like, why do I need a bra on? Because Rob would take all his clothes off.
I wouldn't take all my clothes off. I'd leave my pants on and my socks. But yeah, no, I thought that was standard practice. Like, well, I would literally go to the chiropractors, and the first thing he would do would be like, take your shirt off, take your shorts off.
And I was like, this is suspicious behaviour, because every time that I've been to the chiropractor, I'm fully clothed and I don't take anything off, just take my shoes off.
No, I literally used to take everything off. So maybe it's different from males and females, but I don't know. Maybe you guys and girls can help us, because
We need to know what's normal and
maybe
what's
I've been
not normal.
violated.
Yeah.
Maybe I've been violated because
Been taken advantage of.
Yeah, you know, some days he would say bend over and touch your toes. That's not a joke. I'm not joking. Like,
Actually, they did ask me to do that the other day.
So yeah, I'll be standing in my pants and he'd be standing behind me. No, he wouldn't.
Just checking out your alignment.
Yeah. Well, some days he would stand behind me, to be fair. Like, I'm not because he had to check my wonky back, and then he'd stand to the side and like do the same thing.
Just need to check this from all angles.
Yeah, and he'd stand in front of me. And, so yeah, no, it was yeah. Like, I don't know whether that's weird or not. Like, you know.
I think that's weird.
And I went to this guy for like probably about a year, and that every time I'd take my shirts and shorts off, like, you know, that, and then just be there in my pants.
So yeah, we need to know if that's standard practice or not. So please let us know if you've been to a chiropractor or not.
I think that's standard, to be honest. Yeah, that's standard. But yeah, no. So yeah, other than that, it's been a standard week of training. Obviously, joined another gym out here as well to get a bit of different atmosphere with a studio for you as well.
Yes,
so,
yes. There's a studio there for posing, so I can make sure I'm doing more of that. You can't do enough of that, so yeah, that's good. It's just nice. Yeah, they got a steam room and sauna, and they've got an outdoor swimming pool and stuff. So
a bigger gym, so it's got slightly more equipment in.
Yeah,
the equipment at Dungeon Gym's really good. Like, it's a very, very good gym. Like,
just
very
a bit of variety, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, it's good to go to a different gym, join a different gym, and it's got like there's a lot of prime, there's a lot of hammer strength. And because I don't bodybuilding train that much anymore, it allows me to do like some hip work, like because there's like watt bikes there, and there's a running track, and I can do like that style of training, rowing machine.
I actually saw him on the assault bike as well one time. So anyone that's coached by Rob, he felt the pain.
I've been on the assault bike many times, but I do 40 seconds steady and 20 seconds all out.
Yeah.
40 seconds steady, 20 seconds all out. And then same on the rowing machine, 40 seconds steady, 20 seconds all out.
More than 20 on the assault bike.
You can't give 100%
You cannot.
more than 20.
You cannot.
You can't give
like
100%
you
more than
physically
20.
cannot.
Yeah, no,
I remember when I gave it to Eleanor first. Shout out to Eleanor. She did it the wrong way round. She did 40 seconds on, 20 off, and she was like, "What the hell was that?"
That's not nice. That's not,
and I was like, "You've done that wrong."
Yeah, that's not nice at all.
Gonna give yourself a heart attack.
You get absolutely no recovery either.
Literally,
like, you could maybe do 40 seconds all out once, and then you got to do 20 seconds, and then you got to go again. Like that's.
Don't even have time to have a drink.
No, it's serious. Yeah, so yeah, we're doing the old HIIT workouts, which have been good and fun, and
just a bit of a vary it up for you.
Yeah. Very. Like, I still train. Obviously, I do 15 minutes warm up, and then I'd go train either back, chest, shoulders, arms, whatever it might be, and then come and do my
Notice there was no legs in that split.
Yeah, but also notice that I've still got massive legs, so that's okay. That's fine. Calves, I do calves.
Quite a lot of the old calves.
Always do calves, that's why I've got big calves. But yeah, joined another gym, which was good as well. But yeah, other than that, like a non-eventful week, really. So yeah, same old. Obviously, you came back, and yeah.
Nice to get back into routine.
Yeah, no off-plan meal this week though, so didn't go for any nice foodies. So, no, which is all good.
Not for me, but that's fine.
So today we really wanted to get into talking about the investment side of things that I do and that we do, and obviously building up the finances to open the gym, and also then selling the gym at not all of it, but selling a majority share in the gym, and then investing in other things as well that I've done over the years and that people find interesting. They always find that quite interesting when I speak to them, and people are always interested in, you know, like how do you invest and how did you open the gym, and you know, how did you get the finances to open the gym. So the finances I got to open the gym, I just saved up as much as I could. Like I saved up as much as I could for as long as I could, and I think I had about I think I had about £80,000 in the bank, so about 80k was saved up in the bank. And obviously that's not enough to open a gym. That's not enough to open a gym at all. So the way you go about it is you get something which is called a secured loan. So the secured loan is something which you asset off a mortgage. So say, for example, I'd paid off £200,000 in my mortgage. I can loan against that £200,000. They won't lend you the full amount, but you can borrow the majority of it. So I then had an equipment list, and I was like, this is the equipment that I want. They were like, right, that comes to 160,000 or whatever it is. You've got £200,000 equity in your house. If you don't pay back, we take your house. And it wasn't actually my house. I didn't even have a house at that point. My brother was good enough to say, listen, Rob, I trust you. I trust your vision. You can put that against his and his wife's house. So I obviously was like incredibly grateful for them. And without them, I wouldn't have ever had one gym, let alone two.
Well, 3.
Yeah, well, soon to be 3, soon to be another one as well. So, like without my brother, and that's why I'm all like, I give so much back to my brother. Like, I'll pay for him to come football, and I'll pay for him to go here. Like if he needs something, he can always rely on me. And
So they're going to come out here at some point, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to come out here, stay in our house, and Christmases we always like over give to them as well, and birthdays we always over give to them as well, because without them, we wouldn't be in a situation especially that I was in, and especially like 3 or 4 years ago. So that's what we did. So I saved up £80,000.
And when you were doing that, was this when you were you already coaching people?
Yeah.
You were still working for Public Health England?
No, I wasn't.
No?
I wasn't. I was coaching full time. So I was coaching full time.
Just for the background.
Yeah, with a lot of clients, to be fair, like with 100+ clients at that point, and that was the only thing I did is coach. I only coached. So all of that money then was coming in and being saved every single month. Like
low outgoings, isn't it?
I think I drove a Ford Fiesta. Like, and this is like earning. I was probably earning 20 grand a month, like driving a Ford Fiesta, living in like a 1-bedroom flat, because I knew what vision I wanted to have and knew what I wanted to do. So I could have gone out and bought a nice car, and could have gone out and got a fancy blah blah blah. But I knew the vision that I had, so I managed to save up all that money in about a 6-month period. Obviously, I still have overheads, still had to pay for my car and pay for my house and pay for my council tax and whatever it might be. Like, so
food,
managed
fuel.
to save up that money in about a 6-month period, and I was like, right, I'm going to open this gym in Ashford. So I drove down to Ashford. Like, there was no, it was easy route back into London. That's why we chose Ashford. Easy route back into London, half an hour back into London. So went down, saw this property, and was like, yeah, this is what we want. Like, it had a good amount of car parking. It was on the first floor. So anyone who's been to the gym in Ashford, it's not a ground floor gym; it's a first floor gym. Massive space, and we were like, yeah, this is what we want. So end up saving for that, and then with a commercial rent as well, it's a little bit different. So a commercial rent, you generally have to pay 3 months up front and give a 3-month deposit. So you have to put 6 months worth of rent down before they even give you the keys. And for that unit, it's a big unit, was probably about 20 to 25 grand. I can't remember the exact figure. So out of that 80k, instantly, let's just say 25 of that grand, 25 goes. So that means I'm left with £55,000. You can't borrow money for things like building works, because it's not something that they can sell. You can't sell someone's building works. I can sell the equipment, but I can't sell the building works. So then I had to pay money to build. I had to pay money to deconstruct, reconstruct, get the flooring in, everything like that. So out of everything there, out of that 80,000, I've got 0 equipment, not a single piece of equipment. I'm probably left with 15 grand. Yeah. And that 15 grand has got to see me through the first quarter at least, until I can then afford to pay my rent through members. So then, like I said, all the assets and all the equipment comes through the asset loan and the asset finance. So that's what I did with my money. So I saved up a lot of money, and then I then whacked it on the gym and like committed. Like I probably there were points during those first 6 months I didn't have a pound to my name, didn't have a single penny to my name, because at the time obviously I'm building the gym myself. Like I'm able to do a lot of the laborious tasks myself. I'm able to do some of the building myself. A lot of the
like clearing of like the previous building.
Because it used to be a pool club. Snooker club. So there's a bar in there.
Yeah.
And one
that
day
was up where the changing rooms was it?
No, the bar was actually in the main gym area. The back where the changing rooms are was like their billiards room and their like darts room and stuff like that. So the bar actually was what the bar wasn't cleared correctly, so it wasn't cleaned out correctly. So there's pipes,
Yeah.
pumps that go into all the beer and
Pumps
stuff like
beer
that.
and
But
all of
obviously,
that.
what people didn't realise is they like winged all of it and they put it high level, so they were putting it like above your head. So you had to cut through them pipes that had like old beer and stuff in it, and I cut through it and didn't know,
Yeah.
and it went all over me. Like
Yeah.
like all the old beer went all over me. Like there was so
Because
many.
it would have been vacant for a long time as
It
well
was
before.
vacant for
'cause
9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was vacant for 9 months. So yeah, that's how we got the gym together and put all that together. Somebody also then invested a little bit of money as well. Simon invested some money into the first gym as well, and I give him a percentage of that. And since then, his money's been doubled and stuff like that, which is great. You know what I mean? Imagine like investing that and doubling your money in 6 years. You know what I mean? That's amazing. So yeah, he invested in the gym as well, which was great. So that's how we went about opening the gym, and since then, obviously the memberships have grown, and I think on the first day we signed up like 150 people. Like
There was nothing like that in the area. Like
no.
Yeah.
Well, it still isn't.
Yeah.
There still isn't anything
Yeah.
like that in the area, and there was nothing like that in the area, and it was a proper gym, and we had a decent opening. But again, like I didn't advertise anything. I didn't really pay for any social media. I
Yeah.
literally just opened up a page,
Yeah.
and then just got friends to share that page. And then we did an opening day where a couple of like now pros came down and were in the gym that day, and people got to meet and greet them. We done a free seminar. And as I said, on the first day, I think we signed up about 150 people. And what we did is we did £150 if you joined on the opening weekend for the whole year.
Yeah.
So super, super cheap. What's that
Yeah.
like? 11 quid a month, £12
Yeah.
a month for, probably £12 a month for, 12 times 12 is 144. So
Yep.
£12.50 a month. And you got the first year for 150 quid.
Yeah.
But we probably signed up 100 people on that and the other
Yeah.
50 people on direct
So
debit.
obviously that just gives you.
It gave us a massive amount of revenue
Yeah.
to cover our costs, to buy
Yeah.
our supplements, you know what I mean? Like because again, like, I'm not just buying one tub of protein. Like I've
Yeah.
got to buy like 30 tubs
30.
of protein. I've got to buy like 30 tubs of pre-workout.
Yeah.
I've got to buy shakers. I've got to buy all of these stuff that will allow me to open the gym. And and that just allowed us to open the gym and then pay our first lot of rent. And then all of a sudden, the direct debit's coming in and stuff like that. And now the gym's in excess of 800 members, which is like 6 years later. So so that money then that I would make every single month from the gym after like the first couple of years, I would then reinvest that. And again, I kept a load of money aside because I knew I wanted to open another gym. Like people were travelling from Canterbury, Herne Bay, these are other local areas to train at our gym. So I was like, surely there's a market
For it
over
there,
there.
yeah.
So again, we looked at some units, and then I think it was about 3.5 to 4 years later, I can't remember, but we opened a second gym. But again, that was all through saving the money that I was making through coaching and saving the money that I was making through the gym. And obviously then in the meantime as well, we opened Complete Strength, so we opened a supplement brand as well. But again, all the way through these times, like one of the biggest mistakes that I see young coaches make is that they waste their money.
Yeah, this was just reminding me of. So, like, when I first started kind of earning and getting more, like, clients and earning a little bit, like, earning the most money that I kind of had ever seen in my bank account, and I would just be spending, like, I would be buying all Bombshell stuff, like, I would have new gym clothes, like, every week, and then we bought put the money down for the house in Dubai that we initially were looking at investing in, and then I was forced to, like, not be able to do that, and I think that was like a really big and valuable lesson to learn. Like, okay, I don't need new gym clothes every single month off of my like wage packet. I don't need as well, like not even just like one new outfit. It would be like 4 and expensive ones as well. If the girls know Bombshell sportswear clothing, very nice but expensive. So that massively taught me like how to save, and I was living below my like means, is that the phrase?
Yeah.
For a long time in order to invest in this thing, which is cool that we're now like living that. But yeah, that taught me how to save and how to be smart with the money.
I don't think that's uncommon, to be honest. Like again, I really don't think that's uncommon. We see coaches out here like living like again what I would say the Dubai life.
Yeah.
Like they're driving around in like not
AMG.
driving around, like Lamborghini, Ferraris, like and stuff like that. Like it's just. Like it's just not thinking ahead and thinking about what's happening, and I never had that. Like I had a Range Rover, I had a really nice Range Rover, I had a really nice BMW, but I didn't have that until I could really afford it.
Yeah.
Like, until I could buy it, and I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it outright. I leased it until I could buy it because the physical money was in my account. I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know. And again, like for ages, even I don't even know if you remember this, but I actually, when I was driving a Range Rover, I felt a little bit above my station, and I actually went out and bought a Renault Clio.
Yeah,
like a 10-year-old battered like Renault
Old,
Clio. Yeah, because I was like, I need to get back to hard living again.
Yeah.
Like I need to get back to like understanding what it's like to graft.
Yeah.
Because at the time, like things were easy, man. Like I had 100 clients and they were all doing well, and I still had inquiries coming in, and Complete Strength had taken off, and the gym was getting to 600, 700, 800 members. Like that's a lot of money, you know. It's a lot of money. Like from coaching and Complete Strength alone, I was probably earning 50 grand a month. That's without the revenue of the gym as well. The gym alone will make 10 grand profit every single month anyway. So you got to think that that's 60 grand a month that I'm earning there, and I'm like, oh man, I want to drive a Renault Clio.
Yeah.
Because that's the mindset that I had. I was like,
Yeah.
like it was so easy for me to earn money at that point. It was like, I'm just gonna fucking waste it otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, and if I don't reinvest it, because I'm putting stuff away for the gym and but the gym never seemed to happen. We never seemed to get the right unit.
Yeah,
like the
it took
second
so
gym.
long, didn't it?
And I was like, cool, like, I'm just gonna get this. And I don't know I didn't actually know if you were there at the gym as well. But before I bought that Renault Clio, somebody come and delivered me a Bentley. And they were like, have a look at this car, Rob. Like, I knew you'd really like it. And I got in it, and I was like, man, that is such a nice car.
The dream car.
Like, it's unbelievable car. And I was like, man, like, and my dad come out, and my dad was like,
I remember you telling me
Rob,
about
that's
Freddie
such a
G
good
going in
car.
there,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, sit in it, Dad. Like, I sit in it.
Yeah.
Let me know how it feels.
I bet both of you like,
Yeah, like kids in a candy shop.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that's amazing. And then when he drove away, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And I just thought, Christ, like, I'm just not gonna do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not me. Like, it's just not me. Like, I love those cars, and I've got a little Ferrari like toy car.
yes,
in my
the desk drawer.
which is like my dream car. But until I could buy it outright, I'm not gonna
Wouldn't buy it,
do it. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but again, that's a big mistake that young coaches make, is that
Yeah.
they go out and they get all these flash things, and even clothes, like gym clothes, like
Yeah.
all the, like again, I can't remember the last time I bought a gym pair of shorts or a gym t-shirt. Maybe at Christmas, I think I bought a couple of bits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just happy to live below my means and let that money save up, because I know the investments will come.
Yeah, that was definitely a valuable lesson for me to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, and then obviously we've got the property side of things. So again, while this revenue was coming in, and while the other gym, like, it's very, very difficult to find the right unit for a gym, and that is the absolute key to getting a good gym, is finding the right unit.
Yeah, like size, parking.
Yeah,
like
absolutely. Like,
location,
there's so much
obviously,
that
the
goes with it.
catchment
Like,
area.
you could find the exact perfect like gym itself, but it's got 3 parking spaces.
Yeah, so
or
it's
4
just
parking
complete
spaces.
no.
What's the time?
Yeah.
Waste of time. It's a
Yeah,
complete waste
no
of
one
time.
wants to pay for their parking
No,
at the gym.
absolutely not. So yeah, so you could find this great unit, and most units are not built for gyms; they're built for warehouses. And how many people are going to be in a warehouse at once? 15, like at most. Like if maybe it's a packing warehouse.
Working,
So again, like there's going to be
Often there's not much
there's going to
space.
be 50 people, 60 people in a gym, which is probably going to be 50 or 60 cars, because very rarely people come together. So again, you might find a perfect warehouse and it's got 10 parking spaces. You're like, oh, I can't use that. You might find the perfect gym with the perfect parking spaces, but the landlord only wants to give you a 3-year lease. It's never going to work. You're going to invest £500,000 for a 3-year lease.
Yeah.
It's never going to work. Like, all the stars have to align when you want to open a gym, and the stars just weren't aligning with the units. So I thought, well, I'm not going to let this money sit in the bank and do nothing. So I went out and started investing in properties. And the first 4 properties that I bought were all in Liverpool. So I actually bought like 2 in a row, and then I waited for a bit and I bought another 2. And the reason that I invested up there was because the barrier to entries is very, very low. So the amount of money that you need to buy a property up there is very, very low. So it's all like 25% buy to rent. So you have to put 25% down as a deposit. And I didn't buy a house which was worth any more than £100,000. So the cheapest house that I bought, I think, was 75 grand, and then the most expensive was like 95. So I know
The
I only had
mortgages were like something crazy, like £80 or something.
well, yeah, I
weren't
was
they?
doing, again, this was when the interest rates were great. Like, interest rates were fantastic, and they were like, I was one of the houses I was paying like £77 interest only mortgage, and I was pulling in the rent of like £600 a month.
Yeah.
So my overheads were like 77 quid, and then my rental income was 600. So I was earning, like, this is just round up, say £500 a month from another 4 houses.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is great. But again, because it was so far away, I couldn't manage those properties
Yeah.
and I couldn't manage the tenants. And yet you use a management agency, of course you do, but the management agency also takes a fee. They also sometimes pull your pants down and they don't go around the house and have a look at it.
Yeah. So obviously, like, you have loads of contacts through the gym, like, of plumber, like electrician, like people that you know, people that you trust,
Yeah.
people that like you can help out and they'll help you out. So
Yeah.
having it be so far away, you don't have that. So you get
Yeah,
ripped off for like something
absolutely.
that's like a 2-minute job.
Well, there was one of the reasons that I decided to sell them was because almost like the tipping point was that there was a dripping tap.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, can't we just tighten the tap up? And no, we can't do that. I was like, what do you mean you can't do that?
Yeah.
Why can't you send a handyman round and just tighten that tap up a little bit? No, we can't do that. You need to pay an £80 call-out fee, and then you need to pay for him for his first hour. So I paid £160 to stop a dripping
Just
tap.
a tap that
Yeah.
like the
And
tenant probably could have done if they
They
went
could
out
have,
and
yeah.
got a...
Or they could have just quickly YouTubed it.
Yeah.
But
I was going to be like, well, smart and say what tool it is, but what would that even be? Spanner. Get one of them
things that plumbers
and,
use.
you know.
Yeah, one of the builders use. But yeah, literally got a spanner and could have tightened it up themselves. But again, I can't drive 5 hours to tighten
Just
that tap
for
up,
that,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So yeah, so in the end, and that was then happening like every week, like, you know, again.
Wasn't there something like the oven door? They pulled that off or something?
Yeah. So the oven, like obviously the oven doors have catches where they catch the door. Obviously that's why it's called catch. They catch the door and from dropping, and then they must have released the catch and pulled the oven door down.
Just
The oven door
smashed or-
smashed on the
yeah.
floor, and it like completely smashed. And then they were like, "Oh, the catch is broke." Like it worked
Yeah.
fine for like
Yeah.
7 months of your tenancy. Like, that catches don't break. You know what I mean? Like they're welded in.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they were like, "Well, we're not paying for a new oven door." And if you can't provide us with an oven, you're going against your tenancy, like, as me as a landlord.
Yeah.
So in the end, I end up just being like, listen, I'm buying a new oven door.
Yeah.
Buy a new oven door. But again, an oven door is like 300 quid, 400
Yeah, that's
quid.
not cheap, yeah.
Yeah, and again, you've got to get someone to fit it. Like, you can't, not like, you know, you've got to
Can't
get
just
someone
go
to fit
do
it. And if it's an
yourself, yeah.
integrated appliance, meaning that it's built into the kitchen, you've
Yeah.
then got to rip stuff out to
Yep.
get it in. Like,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
and it was just a load of issues with that. So, although I didn't make any money off those properties, I didn't lose any money because property very rarely loses money. So after like a year or so, I got those and I sold them as a portfolio actually to a friend of mine, a good friend called Ben. So yeah, I got them as a 4 and then I sold them on, and then now he's got probably 11 or 12 properties in that area. So again, he's got 11 or 12 properties, so he can then use his own workforce, and you know, he's got a lot more pulling power than me just with 4. Although 4 is
yeah.
better than, obviously, not better than, but more than 1.
Yeah,
so I've
of
got a bit of
course.
pulling power,
Yeah.
but having 12 is a great amount of pulling power. So
definitely.
yeah, so that went from selling those properties. I then reinvested in, still at the same time saving more and more money for the gym. Opened the gym in the meantime, so Herne Bay Gym then got opened, which is like a flagship gym. Like that gym is immaculate. Like it's
Yeah.
probably one of I think it's probably the best looking gym in the country.
Yeah.
You know, some people might disagree with me on that, but I think when you walk into that gym,
It's impressive.
it's really impressive.
Yeah.
You know, obviously all the floor is like a wooden floor.
Yeah.
You've then got a very, very nice vinyl that goes along that floor. You've then got the really clean mezzanine floor.
Yeah. Super bright, super like
Yeah.
bright, like when you go in and clean and like
Yeah.
you say clear.
Well, the guy who fitted the lights in the mezzanine floor said like those lights, I don't know, they're some sort of special lights. He's like, it's the first time anyone's ever paid for that lighting in the gym. He's like, normally people just have a plank light, so like they'll have a light within the mezzanine that just takes up the whole tile.
Yeah.
But these were like outer ringed tiles, and they gave like special light, and then
Yeah.
it was just a very, very good project to be a part of.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
an
I remember
incredibly-
when you were like ordering the kit and stuff for it, you were like, I'm just building the gym, like my dream gym. Like
Yeah, so that's what I did. I built my dream gym. The
Yeah.
equipment list was
everything you wanted.
everything, yeah, everything that not as in me, just me,
Yeah.
like a bodybuilder
Would want, yeah.
and as an athlete you would want, and you go into that gym and you can't find a bad piece of equipment. There isn't a bad piece of equipment in that gym.
Yeah.
Because of that, when I opened the first gym, in all honesty, I got what was available and I got
Yeah.
what I could afford.
Yeah.
And it made do because it was still the best gym in the area by far.
Yeah.
And then since then, obviously, we've built on top of that and got more and more equipment and more better stuff, and reinvested.
Because you went and tried some kit up north, didn't you, for
I
trying
went,
out the Prime, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. I went like when the Prime started making a noise in the UK. I was like, what is this stuff? I want to go
Yeah.
try it. Atlantis. Like I went up and tried a load of different gyms that I knew had the equipment. I was like, right, I like this bit. I don't like this bit. I think this would work for some people, not for others.
Yeah. And for like reference, for somebody who doesn't really know like the area or how far that would be, you drove like 8 hours in one day. Like so you drove 4 hours there, trained, tried out as much kit as you could,
Yeah.
and then drove back like 4 hours hours in one day.
Yeah.
You were like, do you want to come, Char? And I think I was like, I'm busy that day.
Sorry,
not available.
And that wasn't just once. Like, we'd do that like multiple times, like to go and try out this different kit and go to other
Market
gyms in the
research.
area. Yeah, that's what I claim it as. But yeah, go and try different gyms and learn all about the equipment and what things work well and what things don't work well.
And as well, like looking at different gyms and like what they're doing well and like how you can take that and their setup and their layout, because Ashford is obviously different to like a lot of the other kind of bodybuilding gyms that there is in terms of it being separate, like up
2
and down
floors,
like that.
Yeah.
So looking at how the other gyms are setting out these like big warehouse styles and like where they're putting things and what works.
No, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And again, that's why when you come into the Herne Bay gym, it's like, wow. Because when I walked into gyms, sometimes I was like, that don't look so good.
Yeah.
But other times I was like, whoa, that looks wicked.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, this is what I want to do. We've got the massive, like absolutely massive reception, like which is like just looks really cool, like with the island in the middle, with all the protein around the island. Like it's just a very, very impressive gym to look at. And that's what I built. I built that gym purposely for that. So when people come in, they're just like, where do I sign?
Yeah.
Tell me where to sign. Like, and again, the gym's been like that, and in an incredibly quiet area.
I was going to say, there's like literally nothing in that area at all like that. And
no, with Herne Bay is where the gym is, but that area there, like it if anything, it's like an old person's area.
Yeah.
But again, that gym now got 600 members.
Yeah.
Because people are travelling from afar to go to that gym because it is so impressive. Along the whole south coast, they go to that gym because what a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I say we built that gym purposefully for that. In the meantime, while investing this money in the property, sold those 4 properties. And then invested within a property within Ashford. And I said the reason that I invested within a property within Ashford is because I know all the workforces in Ashford, not all of them obviously, but I know the good tradesmen because they've all come to the gym. They all work they've all worked, done something at the gym.
Yeah.
Electricians, plumbers, floor layers, plasterers, everything. They've all worked at the gym and they've all done work in the gym. So I know these guys I can then trust and say, hey mate, like this is the house I'm buying. One, can you have a look at it for me? Yeah, cool. There's a bit of damage that needs doing there. That costs you 500 quid. There's a bit of ceiling that needs doing. That costs you £1,000. So they can then tell me I'm getting a good price on the house, and also then come and fix those works as well, and not pull my pants down at the same time. So then when we do rent that house out, one, the house again is immaculately done, and then I can get a premium for that as well. Like I can get good money renting that house out, or if we resell it. But 2, also, if there's ever any problems, I can just pick up the phone and be like, oh, mate, can you go and sort that out for me?
Fix that quickly,
and I'll do you a favour, I'll give you a tub of protein.
Yeah.
And that tub of protein might cost me 15 quid, 20 quid.
Yeah.
And then they'd go and fix that problem. Where in Liverpool, I wasn't able to do that.
Yeah.
So doing the houses in London is really, really, like doing the houses in Ashford is just makes sense now.
Yeah.
Just makes complete sense. And and then obviously then investing within Dubai as well. So obviously investing in Dubai, investing in a house in Dubai. We have an apartment in Dubai as well, and one off-plan property which should be built in January next year, so about 10, 11 months away.
And that's another apartment.
Yeah. So that, again, like I was probably a bit naive invested in Dubai, like for the apartment, because one, I didn't really know when it would be finished. I didn't really know what the handover procedure was. Like I've appointed a POA, which stands for Power of Attorney, and what Power of Attorney means is that person can sort of sign for you and agree financial terms and da. But but they can't actually take the handover of the house. So then we had to fly out here to get the handover.
When we came in June.
Yeah. We had to fly over here to get the handover of the apartment. And when I went in the apartment, obviously there was loads of not snagging, loads of issues, but loads of what we call snagging in the industry, which just means like there's a little bit of mastic like on the wall,
or like a little leak in the bathroom.
Tiny leak in the bathroom, or the grout in the tiles isn't right, or something like that.
Something's just not quite finished right.
Yeah, so we had to snag the apartment, and then when we got here, we were like, okay, well we'll snag it and then we'll get the keys, but that didn't work either. So we didn't get the keys. We had to then come back and sign the keys over, and like again, it's not a bad trip to come and do that, but I was a little bit naive in the investments out here, but now I'm out here, the investments work absolutely fine. They work really, really well. The difference out here is that in the UK it's a 25% down. Out here it's 40% down. So I have to have 40% of the money of the deposit to put forward for that property. So where, for example, let's just use a really easy number. I've got a £200,000 house. I need to find 25% of that out here in the UK. If I've got a £200,000 house, I need to find 40% of that. So the investment at the initial stage is so much higher out here, but you get a decent return for it out here as well. So yeah, and I think that's what I'll continue to do, is to continue to reinvest money out here. Obviously, I'm lucky enough to have a house in the UK which is mortgage free. So if I ever do want to reinvest in the UK, I can remortgage that house and then go and spend that money on other properties. So yeah, so the investment journey for me has been it's been good. Like, it's been educational. But it all comes through living like a minimalist life.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people could like definitely learn from that. Like, obviously, you don't have to like really live hard done by at all, but by any means, not saying that. But like, just like thinking now, when I look and browse online shopping or even just in a shop, I look at it and I might put it in my basket, and then I think, do I really need that? Like, do I need that? And before, I wouldn't have that thought. Like, I think just that's a really valuable thing to learn.
I can't remember who said it to me, but they always said any financial decision, sleep on it 24 hours. Even if it's £200 worth of clothes, sleep on it 24 hours. If you still want it, then get it, of course, like, if you can afford
because
it.
there is like the like, you get that like buzz off of buying stuff, like that. It's that instant gratification and that like that chemical reaction that happens in your brain when you purchase something and you buy something. So yeah, it's like a thing that you can become like addicted to.
Yeah, but trust me, like there is no more joy in like earning like 20k a month to earning like 10k a month, and there's nothing else you can't buy. So like anything above and extra what you earn above your means, I would honestly just try and save it. Try and save it for a rainy day, because like we spoke about before on this podcast, like the online coaching bubble ain't going to be there forever. It ain't going to be there forever. There's also going to be a point in your life where you're like, I want to slowly get out of this. Like I could genuinely, and Charlotte will testament to this, I could genuinely retire tomorrow from coaching and still earn enough money to live every day. Because I've built enough of a passive income through the gyms, through property, to never have to coach again. But I coach because I love coaching and I love seeing people reach their potential. But I've only done that by living a minimalist life for the last, apart from this year, obviously, where we've moved out to Dubai, but living a minimalist life for the last 6 years. You know, the last holiday that I went on was with you, where we went to Marrakesh. And that was the last holiday that we went to. And that was the first holiday I had for years. Not because I didn't want to. Of course I wanted to go on holiday. I would love to go on holiday. But I had these other things in the pipeline that I had to work towards. And now I've got to a point where am I 35 or 36? Can't remember.
35? 35?
No, I'm 35, yeah. Right.
Pretty sure.
I couldn't remember how old I was. So, at 35, as I said, if I really, really wanted to, I could give up my day job and I could retire.
Which not many people
would
be able to do.
Bored.
You would be bored, and also FIFA would be broken
Roasted. I roast FIFA every day.
Playing it
Absolutely
too much.
Roast FIFA every day, yeah. So yeah, no. But again, all of that has been built from really, really working my socks off for the first few years, and then being smart with my money. You know, I said, like I said when we come out here, like we could go and get a really nice car.
If
like
we could
get something really nice. We could upgrade the house that we wanted to.
We even looked at that, and then we were like, you know what, like we don't need to. Like,
Again, it's that sleeping on that decision for 24 hours. Like me and Char, we live in a 3-bedroom house. There's only 2 of us. One of the rooms is your office, one of the rooms is my office, and really it's like a 1-bedroom house now because that's our bedroom. But we don't need any more than that. Okay, we could, like, again, it would be nice to have a bigger kitchen. It'd be nice to have a bigger garden, but
there's always something that's nice to have, like, but it doesn't mean you need it.
It'd be nice to have more gym clothes.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean? Like again, like you know that I really like cars. Every time we drive past a car, like a certain car, like a Suburban or a Teu or an Escalade, I'm like, oh yeah, we should get one of them.
I like that.
I really like that car. Hint, hint.
Gonna park next to that so I can see it up close.
And let me just walk past it a few times.
Even like looking in the window, like, ooh, what's it like inside?
Look, it looks wicked. Look, it's so nice. But yeah, it's all of these things that are like nice to have. And again, I could buy that car now, but it would just not waste loads of money, because it's not a waste. It's something that you want, but they're just more things dividends in doing what we're doing, and saving up. So hopefully when you get to 35, which is a long time away.
A long time away, because I'm young.
3 years? No, a few years away, that you can get to that and you can be like, well, actually, I could retire now if I wanted to as well. You know, and you can then have that properties, and you can have the passive income from the properties and do all of that stuff. So yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I've done with my investments. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But it's put me in a very good financial position to, again, like, not that my brother needs any support. He's got a very, very good job. His wife's got a very, very good job.
But to be able to
do that. Like my dad, when my dad was very, very not very unwell, but when my dad was unwell, I said to him, stop working. Stop working, and I will pay for whatever
just pay
you need.
for whatever needs
Whatever you
covering.
need,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm able to do that through the businesses that we've developed and
Yeah.
everything that we've built.
So not everyone is obviously going to be buying a gym and investing in that side of things, but obviously you can take away the like property side of things, or just whatever, saving your money and investing it into something that's going to bring some return.
Yeah, well, the gym might not be your thing.
Yeah.
Like you might see a gap in the market, hair salon,
Yeah.
or whatever it
Whatever
might be.
it is,
you know,
yeah.
whatever you might see it. But if you save that money, then you've got something for a rainy day. You know, you've got something for a rainy day. You know, especially at the moment, like with redundancies within work and stuff like that. Like a lot of stuff moving digitally. You know, if for example, worst case scenario does happen and you have to be made redundant or whatever it is, you've got a little bit in the kitty there to help you look after yourself. Like my dad didn't foresee getting unwell, but I'm at a point where I can say, you know what, Dad, don't worry. You've taught, like, obviously my dad brought me into the world, so you've taught me enough through my life to save and do all this good stuff. So let me give it back to you.
Yeah.
You know. So that's really about it. So yeah, I know a few people asked about the investments and stuff like that, and as I said, it all come from coaching to start with, and working my arse off with coaching, and continuing to work my arse off with coaching, building that brand which is LRF and the gym of LRF, and you know, as I said, being a minimalist for so long, and making
being
sure a minimalist for so long, for so long, and just making sure that I was living below my means to allow myself to do these bigger things now. And it's great to sit back and do that. And again, it makes a massive difference with my coaching now as well, because when people do come to me, and if I don't get on with that person, again, I'm very much Marmite with people. Either get on very well with them or I don't. If I don't get on well with that person, I can say, you know what, I think I'm not the right coach for you.
Yeah.
Rather than saying yes to everybody, yeah, of course I can help you, of course I can coach you,
And just not get on with
not get on with them and just butt heads for ages. I'm able
Yeah.
to turn around and say, well, you know what, no, sorry, I don't need your money, I don't want your money, and I also think you won't be
somebody
the right
else,
fit.
would be a better
Someone
fit
else
for
would
you.
be better for you.
Yeah.
And people get incredibly offended by that, actually.
Yeah, I don't
by
blame
that.
them, but yeah.
Yeah, they get really offended by that. But yeah,
It's a better choice in the long run, isn't it? But
100%.
that initial, it's going to be a bit like, oh, that's awkward
yeah, I'm
conversation.
trying to give you my money. What you're saying, you don't want my money.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. That's what, and again, that gets people's back up as well. And it's just like, well, I'm not the right person for you.
Yeah.
You know, so and it allows me to do all of that. So yeah, no, that's my financial background and how I've managed to build the businesses and build the house portfolio as well. Yeah, no.
Good little chat today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So let us know about the chiropractor situation.
Yeah,
because,
we need to know on that one.
Absolutely.
Has Rob been,
need to know.
title of this episode, has Rob been violated?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That could be a yes. That could be a yes.
Thank you everyone for listening. We're on YouTube now, so all of the episodes are going onto YouTube, so go and check it out. Follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff.
Like and subscribe right now.
Right now.
Yeah. If you're not subscribing, who are you?
Who even are you? Thanks guys, catch up with you
Take
next
care.
time.
Bye-bye.